welcome back to my channel. Today is exciting. So as you know, last week I announced my series that I'm going to be starting on my channel, and I showed you every colorful eyeshadow I have real quick, just every palette, and I told you that I'm going to be starting color by color, swatching all of my eyeshadows, figuring out if there's something I want, and I'm just very excited. I'm obviously starting with blue today. I tried to use as much blue as I could for this, and this is going to be a pretty laid back video. We're just going to kind of hang out, swatch all my eyeshadows. I've got my notebook here so I can write everything down and keep track of everything. That way when I add new shadows to the mix, we can compare those as well. And I'm going to start with all my blue matte eyeshadows because I feel like all the blues that I have, there's a lot of them. This is gonna be a big one. And I feel like I'm not going to have enough room to do mattes and shimmers on my arm, and I want a chance to compare them all, but I'm gonna go in order by palette, what blues are in each palette, and just swatch them down my arm and keep track of all of them in my notebook so we know which ones are which. The other thing I wanted to let you guys know is I am going to swatch colors that I'm not sure if I want to consider in the blue category or if I'm gonna have like a blue-green category, like a teal, where I don't know if it fits more with green or with blue, and we'll just pop it in that category. And if it's something I feel like doesn't fit with the blues, I'll just take it off and we won't count it, and we'll figure it out in the other category. We're kind of working together to do all of this because I am still trying to figure this out. This is gonna be my first swatching video like this. So I guess since it's right here, I'll start with my James Charles palette, and we'll just do the matte blues in this palette first. And there is Playground, Brother, and Cape Cod, and that is the order I'm going to swatch them in for you. Playground is first, and I gotta figure out how I'm gonna hold my arm. That's gonna be the best view for you guys, but I also need to be able to take pictures of it, so I don't know, we'll just do it. Playground. If I feel like any shades need to be built up to show their true color, that's just what I'm gonna do, and I don't really worry about how eyeshadows swatch. I worry about how they compare or how they work on my eyes, but I'm not comparing formulas right now. All I'm doing is comparing colors, and we can get into formulas later in this series. So here comes Brother. I plan on being very in-depth with this and doing a lot of my research and testing a lot of things against each other, eventually getting to formulas and stuff, but right now is colors. And the last one is, oh no, I lied, it's not called Cape Cod. Nope, it's called Cola. I thought that was weird. Cape Cod is a green, so we won't be using that today. We are using Cola. Alright, so those are the three matte blues that I have from the James Charles palette. Then the next palette right in front of me is my NYX Ultimate palette in Brights. And these ones do not have names, so I'll just be telling you by the number. We're going to do number 9 and number 10. These two are going to be considered probably in the like teal turquoise area. So we're just going to do 9 and 10 from this palette. So here's number 9. And looking at them in the pans, you would think that this would be a good dupe for Brother in the James Charles palette, but actually once you put them on, they're really not too similar. Right, and now number 10. This one does look very similar to Playground though, as I'm swatching it. 2 palettes done. I know I have paper towels in here. Where'd they go? Let's move on. Keep it moving. I'm gonna go into my X&O Cosmetics palette. And again, like I said, we're only doing mattes, and this one doesn't have names either, so this one is going to be numbers as well. So next is numbers 7, 14, and 28 from this palette. I hope 7 doesn't turn out too purpley. It seems more blue though. I'm just trying to make sure, holding my arm right so you guys can see it. This one's a little bit hard to swatch. Here comes 14 and 28. This is a very, very deep navy blue. This one is not swatching good at all. I'm gonna try it one more time. All right, well that's as built up as I think I can get that one right now, but we're getting somewhere here. I'm washing all my fingers off in between on a makeup wipe, just so that we don't mix any colors up. All right, well there's this matte blue in the Chasing Rainbows ColourPop palette. It looks blue to me. It could come off a little bit more green. If it doesn't look right, we'll just take it off and count it in another category, but that's the shade Bring It. Yeah, that has a lot more green in it than my other blues do. I think I'm actually going to wipe this one off and save that one for the teal category. Or I don't know what I'm going to call it. What's a good, like, is it teal or I don't know. Next is my NYX Advent Pop palette, and the only blue in here is this matte blue in the corner, and I'm just going to call that shade number 1. Forgot to wipe that ColourPop color off. Now for number 1 in this NYX palette. That looks pretty similar to Playground, in my opinion. For matte blues, I only have one more. This palette here, this is Makeup Revolution Dark Rain. So it's a Dark Rain palette. And there's this matte dark blue up here. I don't believe that I'm missing anything, but like I said, if I ever come across eyeshadows that are missing, like my Rimmel palette or new palettes that I buy, I will have updates where I'm still showing the picture of these swatches and the swatches of the new eyeshadows and seeing how they compare. So the first thing I want to do is try to compare shades that look somewhat similar, and I hope these colors are coming off right to you guys. I have to hold my arm like this to do the swatches, but then when I turn it, I can only see half of them. First, I want to just put Playground and this color, the blue from the NYX Advent Pop palette, and I'm going to swatch them next to each other on the back of my hand so we can see if they are dupes for each other. So this is Playground from the James Charles palette and the one color blue from in here. Alright, so on top here I have the one from my NYX palette, and down here is the one from the James Charles palette. And they are very, very, very similar. In person, it looks like the one in the James Charles palette is a tad bit brighter. I don't know, I can't even barely tell a difference between the two of those, so those are very, very much alike. And I'm also going to swatch this one next to them, which I think is the one, yeah, from the other NYX palette, and I'm going to swatch that one here and just compare and see, because those are the three bright blues that I feel like are very similar to each other. So I am also going to keep track of dupes, and I'm going to say Playground and the NYX colors are dupes for each other, because you could use one on one eye and one on the other and probably not see the difference, which obviously I didn't test them on my eyes, but that's just what I'm going to say from the swatches anyway. I'm just also going to add the blue from this palette right next to them and see if it is also a dupe. Alright, so there's that one, and that one actually looks a little bit lighter, and it almost makes you able to see the difference between the top two a little bit more. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Also, this one's not built up quite as much. It's a different formula than the other NYX palette. So this one came from the first NYX palette, and it looks very bright and not patchy, and this one looks a little bit patchy and looks like it could be a dupe for Playground if it was built up enough and if it wasn't so sheer. So that one would kind of have to be compared on the eyes, I think, because some things just don't swatch well, but they're all very, very, very similar colors. I don't know if there's any other colors that look similar enough for me to consider them dupes to each other, but let me just take another look. See, I don't know if it's hard for you to see or not, but I can definitely see differences between these three. Lightest, medium, darkest. And then for the like deeper blues, this one looks like extremely navy, like almost black. This one I can see some brighter blue in, and see, I feel like it's going to be hard for you to tell on camera, but you can see a little bit more blue in this one, and then this other dark color just looks not so much navy as like a dark blue. So I don't really see any more potential dupes on my arm, but if you see them, just comment on this video and let me know what you would like to see compared. Alright, so now it's time to move on to my shimmery blue eyeshadows. So I'm going to wash these matte swatches off of my arm. And you know, some eyeshadows that I'm considering shimmers are just because it looks like they have some glitter in them, and if I haven't used them to see what they really look like, then I'm considering them shimmer eyeshadows, but they might end up looking like mattes on my arm, because sometimes that happens. You can see some glitter, like especially in this palette, a lot of them you can kind of see a little bit of a shimmer in, but then when you use them, they're all matte shades. There aren't any actual shimmer shades in here, and that I know about this one, but the other ones, we'll see. And I'm going to try to do the palettes in the same order, and then I will add everything else that wasn't added. Alright, so in the James Charles palette, there are two blue shimmers. There's Hello and there's Acapella. So I'm going to put this wipe down, and then I'm going to do both of those first. So this is Hello, and this is actually on my eyes, but also on my lips because I had a very dark lipstick on and I wanted to lighten it up a little bit. So I used a little bit of Hello and tapped it on, and it worked. But here we go, Hello on my arm. It's so pretty. I love that one. And then Acapella, which is also really nice. This is more kind of satiny, like there's no huge shimmer in it, and I guess there really isn't in Hello either. Those are the two. Not matte. Anything not matte is being swatched right now, even if it's not technically a shimmer or a glitter shade, because I don't want people yelling at me. I swatched the matte ones. Now anything that's not matte is getting put on my arm, or anything that I assume is not going to be matte, because I'm not really sure. X&O Cosmetics will be next on our list. Oops, I forgot to write these down. Don't forget to write things down, Andra. All right, so X&O again is gonna be numbers because these shades don't have names. We're gonna do 21. Oh, I guess that's the only one in here. I consider these either greens or like teal colors, not a blue. So we're just gonna do number 21 for X&O Cosmetics. Also, I used this a little bit today too. Super pretty color. We're gonna go with the Revolution Dark Rain palette. That one does have a like navy shimmer. Where did I put ya? I'm gonna be swatching this one right here. Also really pretty, but I don't see any dupe options yet, which is good. I don't want dupes in my collection, which is my reason of doing this. I want as many different shades of every color that I can get without repurchasing shades that I already have. Unless some of these turn out to be formulas that I just really, really, really hate and I can't use, then I might need to redo those colors. But so far, everything that I've swatched, I've used and I like. The rest of them is gonna be from random palettes. So this is the ColourPop Chasing Rainbows palette. This is the shade On One. Right now I'm considering this a dark blue shimmer. We're gonna see what it looks like once it hits my arm. This one obviously was not a blue, but I think this one is more blue. Oh yeah, definitely. I would consider that blue. I mean, there are maybe some green like duochrome reflex in there, but looking at it not in front of the ring light and just on my arm, it definitely looks more blue, and have used this shade as well, and I really like it. And let's do something else. All right, so first I'm going to use this Sally Beauty single blue eyeshadow that I have, which I've swatched, but I have never used. And it's very, very crumbly. Yeah, it definitely does have some shimmer to it. Ugh, it's falling everywhere. I got this in the clearance for 50 cents. All right, and the next one I'm gonna swatch is this Stila one in Freedom, and I'm actually gonna put that right up here since it's a wet shadow. I don't want anything else mixing in with it, and I'll just add it to the top of this. So Stila was first. Just gonna put this right up here. This one does take some building up, but I do really, really like the color. And again, leave your opinions for everything down in the comments because look how pretty and shiny it is. Pretty shiny. And the last little single one that I have here, this is a Bella Pierre Cosmetics, and this is a loose pigment refined. Maybe that's the shade. This is a very, very, very dark blue, and this could potentially get messy. So I'm gonna try my best here. This almost looks black. Ooh. But it is like a very, very, very dark blue, which I never use these. The rest of them that I have are just very neutral colors, and then they threw in this blue, which I thought was pretty cool. But you can tell from looking in here, I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell on camera, it's not black. It definitely is very dark blue. All right, this one I'm gonna have to be careful with, so I'm not gonna open it and hold it up because there was a couple broken eyeshadows in here. But this Profusion Shimmers palette, I'm just gonna like brush the dust off of the top, and there is a blue shimmer in here that is really pretty too. And the name of that is Atlantis. Very, very pretty. Jeez, I just love shimmery eyeshadows. Everything's making a mess. I gotta leave my house soon. All right, so that is the color in the Profusion Shimmers palette. And we really don't have too many left, so hopefully I can get through this pretty quickly. I have a feeling these swatching videos will be somewhat long just because I really do want to go as much in depth with these as I can. Now I'm going to grab my Impressed You palette by Beauty Glazed, which is the knockoff for the Jaclyn Hill palette. Didn't know that when I bought it. I didn't know about the Jaclyn Hill palette. I bought this forever ago on Amazon for like 12 bucks just because I liked it. And I really don't love the formula in these, but I also haven't used them very much. So I don't know. We're going to see. And I think there's only one blue. Yes. Yeah, so there's this blue right down here, which is number 32. And that is the one I'm going to swatch. And I just remember, I think these are like really hard to dig into. I think that's why I was having an issue with it. Let's see. Oh. Let's just build it up as much as I can. Still looking pretty sheer, and I'm coming in with like a lot of this on my finger. It looks really good on my finger. I'll have to try it on my eyes, but so far I think we're doing really well. I don't see any dupes yet. That's exciting to me. I have 1 to 2 more, okay? So this is one of the ones I showed you in my whole palette collection, and I'm not really sure how I want to do this yet, but I'm going to do these 2 shimmery blues here. I'm just going to say shimmer 1 and shimmer 2 because we know in our notes that these are the blues, so shimmer 1 and shimmer 2, or shimmer light and shimmer dark. I'll figure it out one way or another. Oh, these are Ulta eyeshadows. Yeah, I'll figure out how I'm gonna list those, but I'm just calling them 1 and 2 for now. So this is 1, and this is like the lighter one. Wow, these are very crumbly. Ah, it's falling all over me. No. You know what's funny is I actually used this in my full face of Ulta makeup, and I really liked the eyeshadows, but I did greens, and I don't know. Ah, this blue is crumbling so bad that it's going over the edges into the other colors. I feel like I'm just gonna dig right through this. That's about as good as I can get that one. Let me do the other one. Wow, that looks very dark when it's out of the pan. I wasn't expecting it to look that dark. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't try to do all the blues on one arm because that could have ended badly. And actually, this one, where did you come from? I think that's the Profusion Shimmer one. It looks really green now compared to all of these, but in the pan it really does look blue. That's so weird. Well, this is why we're doing this, right? So I can see what all my eyeshadows are and see everything that I need to be using, or if there's things that I just really don't like that I need to get rid of and I want to replace those shades also, I am willing to do that because I don't want to use eyeshadows that just really don't work well for me and that I can't make perform well. I would rather just get rid of them and continue to slowly grow my collection and add those colors back in because I'm not really sure. I'm definitely gonna have to use these more to see if I want to keep them or not. All right, so in this little Profusion one that I have here, the Pro Eyes one, I told you I got it at Target. There's like a really deep green called Mystical, but then there's this blue next to it called Sparkler, and next to the green it looks blue, but I don't know if it's actually gonna look blue once I swatch it, so I want to give it a shot. Yeah, I don't think I would call this blue. This looks a little bit more green to me, but I'm gonna just... Yeah, no, that's gonna be counted either green or like the teal. What am I gonna call that one? It's just like a blue-green. Anything that's between blue and green. That's not true blue or green. I need you guys' help with this. I want this to be a team effort. I want to get you guys involved, and I'm so excited. I'm a dork. Let's move on. I think that might be all of them. Hi, I'm down here. I think that's all of my blue shimmers. So there's the whole, oh, actually, let me take this one off the bottom for the pictures. And like I said, anytime I get some new eyeshadows, I will do small update videos. They probably won't be anything more than a few minutes, just to show a picture of the swatches that I've already done, because I'm not going to redo them every single time I get new eyeshadows, but I'll, you know, show a picture of this and then, you know, put up a picture of the new blue that I added to it. I hope that makes sense. Just looking at my arm right now, I don't see any that are really dupes for each other color-wise, because even this darker one, now that it's swatched, doesn't even look like a shimmer. That just looks like a matte. This one has a little bit of blue reflect in it, but it just looks like a very, very deep blue shimmer. And then this one has like greenish and light blue, you know, shimmer aspects to it. And then all of the lighter blues, they're all different. So I'm very, very happy about that. And I think there are a couple like in between shades that I would like to add. But when we get to that point, if I haven't added, you know, what the different color blues that I want in this and also with the matte shades, then that's when I'll get into trying to mix colors to make them the way that I want them and stuff like that, which is why I think blacks and whites are going to come in handy too in my collection because I have plenty of them. I'm happy with this. I don't really see any two that are the same. If you guys see anything that you have questions about or you want to see swatched next to each other, just let me know in the comments. And also let me know what color you think you want to see next, because I'm probably going to get to filming these all pretty close together to get them done so that I know what I want my next step to be and so that, you know, I have options if you guys want to see certain colors first. So yeah, just let me know about that. I don't know what to do with my arm right now, which is why it's just kind of hanging out around here like, hey. But cool, look, my arm matches my face, and this is what I'm wearing to therapy for makeup today. It's fine. I'm feeling like a weirdo. I'm super excited about this series, and I don't think the first video for swatching went too terrible. I was expecting it to take a lot more time actually, and I still think this is gonna be a long video, so I should shut the hell up and wrap this up. But I'm gonna talk more about colors that I feel like I want to add later on, just because right now I'm just focused on really finding what I have and getting some good use out of all my eyeshadows. And if for some reason you didn't see my intro video to the series, I'm very sorry because this was probably a very weird random video to you. I hope it's not your first one on my channel. Please don't leave me. I love you. And this is going to be fun. Okay. Basically, I'm going through all of my eyeshadows to see if I really need to add anything else to my collection. Also, if I can clear anything out of my collection, because I think there's going to end up being some things that I am not going to end up using and formulas that I'm just not going to like. But I need to try all of that on my eyes for a while before I make that decision, which is why I think that this series is going to go pretty far, because I can copy other people's looks with what I have, see if it works the same, even though it looks like the same color, is it really? And we'll get more into all of that later. I feel like I'm going to get confusing if I start to talk about it too much, but I'm going to try to get all of these going, and I think I'm going to hopefully get one video out for this series per week, because I do want to continue with my other videos too, so I want to make sure I have enough time for those. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know all of your thoughts and all of your criticism, constructive criticism. Don't be mean to me. I'm new at this. I'm trying, okay? But I will take anybody's thoughts into account when doing this, and I actually want to hear from all of you guys and want to know what you think about this. So I think I'm done. I think I'm done talking. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up for me. And if you're interested in the series or anything else I have to do on my channel, then hit the subscribe button before you go. If not, that's okay. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.